Pressure is unavoidable. No matter who you are, no matter where you live, no matter how prepared you think you are, pressure will find you. It shows up at work, deadlines, expectations, responsibility. It shows up with money, bills, risk, uncertainty. It shows up in family, conflict, responsibility, fear of failing the people you care about. And it shows up most violently when you're forced to make big decisions with incomplete information and no guarantee things will work out. Pressure is not an exception to life. It is a condition of life. The real problem is not pressure itself. The real problem is how you respond when pressure enters your mind. Because the moment pressure appears, most people lose control, not of the situation, but of themselves. Their breathing becomes shallow, their thoughts accelerate, their emotions hijack their decisions. They stop thinking clearly and start reacting instinctively. And once that happens, the situation controls them. But here's something important you need to understand. Pressure does not create weakness. It reveals it. Under pressure, nothing new appears. What's already inside you comes to the surface. Some people, when pressure arrives, become tense, anxious, and rushed. Others, under the exact same pressure, become slower, quieter, and more focused. Same pressure, different outcome. Why? Because pressure does not test intelligence. It does not test talent. It does not test potential. Pressure tests one thing only: your nervous system. Your ability to stay centered when your environment demands urgency. This is where most people get it wrong. They think calmness is something you either have or you don't. They think it's personality or temperament or luck. That belief alone keeps them weak. Because calm is not a personality trait, it is a skill. And like every skill, it can be trained or neglected. Most people have never trained it. They grew up in noise, constant stimulation, constant reaction. Phones buzzing, opinions shouting, emotions rewarded. So when pressure hits, their system does exactly what it was trained to do: react fast, think loud, panic quietly. But history tells a very different story. The people who performed best under pressure, warriors, leaders, surgeons, strategists, were not the most emotional. They were the most composed. They understood something modern society has forgotten. Calmness precedes correct action. In ancient warrior traditions, the first objective was never speed, it was stillness. Because a calm mind sees options that a rushed mind cannot. A calm mind notices details that panic hides. A calm mind turns pressure into information instead of threat. And here's the key difference between those who break and those who endure. The calm individual does not try to escape pressure. They don't fight it. They don't complain about it. They don't ask why it exists. They accept it instantly. And that acceptance gives them power. Because the moment you stop resisting pressure, your energy stops leaking. Instead of fighting reality, you begin working with it. This is why mindset alone is not enough. You can tell yourself to stay calm all you want. It won't work. Under pressure, your body obeys training, not words. This is where training comes in. Mindset gives direction. Training gives control. Together, they build a state where pressure no longer overwhelms you. Instead, it sharpens you. And once you reach that state, something changes. You stop fearing pressure. You start respecting it. Because pressure becomes the moment where you separate yourself from the majority. While others rush, you pause. While others react, you observe. While others panic, you decide. This is not emotional suppression. This is emotional mastery. And in the next part of this video, you're going to learn how to begin building that mastery, step by step. Not through motivation, not through hype, but through principles that have survived centuries of chaos. Stay focused, because what comes next is where calm stops being a concept and becomes a weapon.
Before you try to control pressure, before you try to calm yourself, before you look for techniques, you must understand one fundamental truth. Pressure is not your enemy. This misunderstanding alone is what causes most people to collapse. From the moment pressure appears, people assume something is wrong. They think, this shouldn't be happening. I can't handle this. I need this pressure to stop. And the moment you label pressure as an enemy, your body prepares for danger. Your nervous system activates survival mode. This is where everything goes wrong. Pressure itself is neutral. It is neither good nor bad. Pressure is a signal. It is information. It tells you that something important is happening, that your attention is required, that growth is possible, or failure is near. Ancient warriors understood this deeply. Samurai never asked for a life without pressure. They trained for pressure. They believed that clarity is only revealed when the situation becomes intense. There is an old principle. A calm mind sees the battlefield clearly. This is not poetry. This is psychology. When pressure arrives and you panic, three things happen instantly. First, the brain closes. Blood flow shifts away from rational thinking. Your vision narrows. Your ability to evaluate options disappears. Second, emotions take control. Fear becomes louder than logic. Urgency replaces patience. Impulse replaces judgment. Third, reaction replaces choice. You don't choose your actions. You respond automatically. You speak without thinking. You act without strategy. You seek relief instead of solutions. This is not weakness of character. This is biology. But here's what most people never learn. Pressure does the opposite to a trained mind. When a calm individual experiences pressure, the system does not collapse. It stabilizes. Breathing slows. Attention sharpens. Awareness expands. Instead of narrowing vision, pressure widens perception. Instead of emotional chaos, there is emotional distance. Instead of reaction, there is choice. The pressure is the same. The situation is the same. The difference is not external. The difference is interpretation. One person sees pressure as a threat. The other sees it as a test. And tests do not exist to punish you. They exist to measure preparation. Pressure reveals what is already there. It does not create weakness. It exposes it. Think of pressure like fire. Fire does not ruin strong steel. It tempers it. But weak material cracks under heat. Pressure works the same way. If pressure overwhelms you, it's not because pressure is unfair. It's because your system has never been trained to remain steady when intensity rises. Modern society trains reaction. Notifications, noise, instant gratification, emotional expression without control. So when pressure hits, the body does exactly what it was trained to do. React fast, think loud, lose control. But warrior cultures trained the opposite. Stillness before speed, clarity before action, control before power, because speed without clarity destroys more than it creates. This is why pressure must be respected, not feared. The moment you stop fighting pressure, something changes. Your energy stops leaking. You no longer waste effort asking, why is this happening to me? Instead, you ask, what is required of me now? That question creates grounding. Pressure becomes instruction, not punishment. And once you understand this, Calm is no longer something you force. It becomes a natural response. You stop resisting reality, and the mind relaxes. So remember this: pressure is not here to harm you. Pressure is here to reveal you. It shows you where you are undisciplined, where you are emotionally reactive, where you need training. And this is good news, because what is revealed can be strengthened. In the next part, you'll learn exactly why pressure hijacks the nervous system and how to prevent that hijacking before it begins. Stay focused, because understanding pressure is the first step towards mastering calm.
When pressure hits, the worst thing you can do is start thinking immediately. This sounds strange because you've been taught that thinking is the solution. But under pressure, thinking too fast is exactly what destroys clarity. Here's why. The moment pressure appears, your body reacts before your mind. Your breathing shortens, your heart rate increases, your nervous system enters survival mode. In that state, your thoughts are no longer rational. They are defensive, they are emotional, they are distorted. So if you start thinking while your body is panicking, your thoughts will panic with it. This is why rule number 1 exists. Breathe before you think. Not later, not after, before. Ancient warriors understood this intuitively. Before drawing a sword, they stabilized their breath. Before making a decision, they stabilized their body, because the breath controls the nervous system, and the nervous system controls the mind. When pressure hits, do not ask questions, do not analyze, do not react. Do one simple thing. Take 3 deep breaths, slow, intentional, controlled. Here is the exact pattern. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold for 2 seconds. Exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat this 3 times. That's it. It looks too simple, and that's why most people ignore it. But what this breathing pattern does is extremely powerful. It sends a clear message to your brain. I am not in immediate danger. That message alone switches your nervous system out of survival mode. Your heart rate slows, your vision widens, your mind regains access to logic. You don't become calm instantly, but you become stable. And stability is what allows calm to emerge. Most people try to calm the mind first. That never works. The mind follows the body. If the body is tense, the mind cannot relax. If the breath is shallow, the thoughts will be chaotic. Breath is the bridge. This is why elite performers, fighters, surgeons, pilots are trained to control breathing under pressure. Not because breathing solves the problem, but because breathing creates the conditions for correct action. Think of it this way. A stormy ocean cannot reflect the sky. A calm ocean can. Your mind is the same. Breathing calms the surface so clarity can appear. And here's the most important part. You must practice this before pressure becomes extreme. If you only try to breathe when things are already collapsing, it will feel unnatural. But if you train this response daily during small moments of stress, your body will obey automatically when real pressure arrives. This is discipline, not motivation, not willpower, training. So remember this rule. When pressure hits, do not think first. Breathe first. Stabilize the body. Then allow the mind to follow. In the next part, you'll learn the second rule, how to direct your focus so pressure stops overwhelming you and starts working for you. Stay with me, because calm is built one controlled breath at a time. After you stabilize your breath, the next mistake most people make under pressure is focusing on the wrong things. This is where panic quietly returns. Under pressure, the mind naturally drifts toward what it cannot control.
other people's opinions, the final outcome, the future. What if everything goes wrong? And the moment your attention moves there, your calm disappears. Because the human mind cannot stay calm while focusing on uncertainty. This is why rule number 2 is essential. Focus only on what you can control, nothing else. When pressure hits, strong people narrow their attention. They don't expand it. Weak focus creates anxiety. Precise focus creates calm. Let's be clear about this. You cannot control outcomes. You cannot control other people. You cannot control timing, luck, or uncertainty. Trying to control these things wastes energy and creates fear. But there are 3 things you can always control, even under extreme pressure. First, what you do right now. Not later, not tomorrow, not after everything calms down. Right now. The present action is always within your control. Pressure becomes overwhelming only when you think too far ahead. Bring your attention back to the immediate task. One action, one decision, one movement. This grounds the mind. Second, the next step. Not the entire plan, not the perfect solution, just the next step. A calm mind does not try to solve everything at once. It advances step by step. When you focus on the next step, the mind stops racing. Clarity replaces chaos. Third, your behavior. You may not control the situation, but you always control how you show up in it. Your tone, your posture, your patience, your discipline. This is where true power lies. A person who controls their behavior under pressure commands respect, even in chaos. Most people give their power away by focusing on what they can't change. They worry about results. They worry about judgment. They worry about failure. And that worry drains calm. Strong individuals do the opposite. They ask themselves one question. What is required of me in this moment? That question cuts through noise. When you focus only on what you can control, pressure loses its grip. The mind no longer fights reality, it cooperates with it. And here's the paradox. When you stop obsessing over outcomes, your performance improves, because calm produces precision, and precision influences outcomes. This principle has existed for centuries. Stoic philosophers taught it. Warriors lived it. Modern high performers apply it daily. Control what is yours. Release what is not. That is mental discipline. So remember this rule. Under pressure, do not widen your focus. Narrow it to what you can do, to the next step, to your behavior. Small focus creates deep calm. In the next part, you'll learn how to train this calm daily so it becomes automatic, even when pressure is extreme. Stay present, because calm is built through disciplined attention.
Here is a hard truth you need to accept. You cannot learn to stay calm on the day pressure is at its highest. That day only reveals how well you were prepared before it arrived. Most people wait for a crisis and then hope they will suddenly become calm. That never works. Calm under pressure is not created in extreme moments. It is earned through daily training in small moments. This is how warriors were formed. Samurai did not wait for battle to test their composure. They trained discipline in ordinary, uncomfortable situations every single day. This principle is called stress inoculation. Just like the body is exposed to small doses to build immunity, the mind must be exposed to small stress to build calm. If your life is too comfortable, pressure will always overwhelm you. Comfort weakens the nervous system. Discomfort strengthens it.
This is why rule number 3 exists. Train calm in small situations so it appears automatically in big ones. Let me give you simple examples. First, delay gratification. When you feel the urge to check your phone immediately, don't. Pause, breathe, wait. That moment of restraint is training. You're teaching your nervous system that urgency does not control you. Second, do the difficult task first. Most people avoid discomfort and delay what requires effort. Strong individuals do the opposite. They face resistance early. By choosing the hard task first, you train your mind to stay composed under pressure. Third, practice stillness. Sit in silence for 5 minutes a day. No phone, no music, no distraction. Just sit. This sounds easy until you try it. Stillness exposes restlessness, and by staying present with it, you strengthen control. These small practices may seem insignificant, but they do something powerful. They rewire your nervous system. They teach your body that discomfort is not danger. And once your body learns that, pressure loses its power. Most people collapse under pressure because they have trained themselves to escape discomfort at all costs. Strong people do the opposite. They lean into controlled discomfort daily. And because of that, when real pressure arrives, their system stays steady. Calm is no longer something they try to force. It emerges naturally. So understand this clearly. You don't rise to the level of pressure, you fall to the level of your training. Train calm in small moments. Train discipline when it's inconvenient. Train control when no one is watching. Win small, daily battles, and the big ones take care of themselves. In the next part, you'll learn the final rule, how to detach your identity from outcomes so pressure no longer controls your emotions. Stay with me, because mastery is built one disciplined moment at a time.
There is one mistake that destroys calm faster than any other, and most people don't even realize they're making it. They attach their identity to the outcome. They believe this lie: if I succeed, I have value. If I fail, I am worthless. The moment you think this way, pressure becomes unbearable. Because now it's no longer about the task, it's about you, your worth, your reputation, your ego. And when identity is on the line, the nervous system panics. This is why people choke under pressure. Not because the task is too hard, but because failure feels like self-destruction. A calm person does not think this way. They separate who they are from what happens. This is rule number 4. You control the execution, not the outcome. Outcomes depend on many factors: timing, other people, randomness, uncertainty. Trying to control them is exhausting, and attaching your self-worth to them is dangerous. Strong individuals understand something critical. Their value is not decided by success or failure. It is decided by effort, discipline, and integrity. This mental separation creates freedom. When you are no longer obsessed with results, your mind relaxes. And when the mind relaxes, performance improves. This is the paradox. The people who perform best under pressure are not desperate to win. They are committed to doing their best and accepting whatever follows. They focus on showing up prepared, executing with discipline, acting with control. That is all. They leave the rest to reality. Most people do the opposite. They obsess over outcomes. They fear judgment. They imagine failure before it happens. That fear tightens the body, shortens the breath, clouds the mind. Calm disappears. A calm individual says, "I will do my best. The result will be what it is." This is not weakness.
This is strength, because it removes emotional leverage from the situation. Pressure loses its power when it cannot threaten your identity. This principle was understood by warriors, philosophers, and masters of discipline. They trained to act correctly, not to guarantee victory. Victory was never promised. Honor came from execution. And the same applies to your life. Your job is not to control life. Your job is to meet life with discipline. So remember this clearly. If failure makes you panic, it's because you've made it personal. Detach your identity from outcomes. Attach it to effort, to discipline, to character. That is mental freedom. And once you have that freedom, pressure no longer controls you. You control yourself. In the final section, we will bring everything together and turn calm into a permanent state, not just a temporary reaction. Stay with me, because true calm comes from inner independence.
One of the fastest ways to lose calm under pressure is to attach your identity to the outcome. Most people think, if I fail, I am worthless. The moment you believe this, panic appears instantly. Your nervous system interprets the situation as a threat to your very existence. Everything tightens, your breath shortens, your thoughts scatter. Your body reacts before your mind can think. Calm disappears. Now, let's see the other approach. A calm individual thinks differently. I will do my best. The outcome is not my responsibility. I accept whatever happens. They focus entirely on the execution, not the result. Control what you can, your actions, your effort, your discipline. Let go of what you cannot control, the outcome, judgment, or chance. This is freedom of the mind. When you detach your self-worth from the result, pressure loses its grip. You no longer panic, you no longer rush, you do not react emotionally. Instead, you act deliberately, intentionally, and fully present. Think of it this way. You control the process. You do not control the result. And true calm emerges from mastering the process. This is why ancient warriors, samurai, and great strategists did not fear failure. They measured their value by the integrity of their actions, not the outcome. If you want to perform under pressure, detach your identity from success or failure. Attach it instead to effort, discipline, character, preparation. This is real mental freedom. Once you do this, pressure becomes information, not a threat. It stops controlling your mind, it stops controlling your body, and it stops controlling your decisions. Remember, you control your actions, you do not control your results. Detach from the outcome, focus on the process, and calm becomes natural, even under the highest pressure. Remember this clearly. Pressure does not break you. Only panic breaks you. When you stay calm under pressure, something remarkable happens. You become the person others rely on. You become the person others respect. You become someone who thrives when everyone else is shaking. Calmness is not weakness. It is control. It is power under restraint. It is mastery of yourself in the face of chaos. Every time you breathe first, focus on what you can control. Train yourself in small challenges and detach from outcomes. You build a foundation that no pressure can destroy. This is how warriors endure. This is how leaders dominate. This is how you become unstoppable, even in life's fiercest storms. So take this with you. Do not fear pressure. Do not fight it. Accept it. Learn from it. Let it refine you. Because the calmer you are, the more powerful you become. And when the world panics, you act with clarity, with precision, with unstoppable presence. Remember, calm is your weapon, discipline is your shield, and mastery is your victory.
If this video helped you understand how to stay calm under pressure, here's what you can do next. Subscribe to the channel for more lessons on discipline, presence, and mental mastery. Like this video to support the community of people who are mastering themselves. Comment below with "Calm is power" if you're ready to apply these rules in your life. Remember, calmness is not just a mindset, it's a skill you can train. And every action you take today brings you closer to becoming unstoppable. Stay disciplined, stay present, stay calm.